guys, welcome back to another build challenge in The Sims 4. Today we're going to be attempting the tallest build challenge in The Sims 4. You can find this challenge on the Sims 4 gallery under JamesTurnerYT. James did a video about making the tallest building in The Sims 4 and then turned it into a shell challenge. So we're going to be attempting this build challenge today and turning this tall tower shell challenge into an actual home in The Sims 4. I was watching the video and I saw that he was having trouble with like the camera, so I already know we're in for it. And yeah, look at this thing. This is absolutely hideous. So, okay, looking at this, I know that he used platforms, tall wall heights, columns to make the height extra high. If you guys want to see how he did it, by the way, you can see that video in the link in the description. I think what I'm gonna do today is go a little bit rustic. I also had this idea while I was watching. My brain was just racked with all these like things that I was like, maybe this will work, but maybe not. Let's try it out. The first thing was to try and surround the columns with some sort of vine. And I know that that's gonna be kind of weird to find in The Sims 4 because like in the video, he didn't want to use any debug or anything like that. So I'm gonna follow that and not use any debug. But what I will use is this plant here from Jungle Adventure. So this one, I don't really use that often, but look how it kind of wraps around this column naturally, like zoomed out. This is gonna look so cool. And there's different swatches. So I'm gonna try and use Alt on my keyboard and just move those in so that it looks like they're wrapping around naturally. I'm thinking if I go in with all of this landscaping and then maybe coupled that up with like a Jungle Adventure tree in here, is it tall enough to cover? No. Okay, we're almost there. What if we take this same tree and raise it up but make it kind of look like it's connected to this tree? Now I can like raise up a plant or something and just kind of hide that separation in the trunk. I can even go in with another tree like on top of this one and make it look like the branches are kind of parting there. Okay, you know what? I think that's gonna work. It covers it up. It doesn't look so strange. I mean, it's kind of a little bit more hidden that way. We could make a really beautiful rooftop patio up here or something. This is gonna be such a gorgeous lookout with the view. Oh my gosh, I'm actually so excited about this now. Let's next get some wallpaper on here to match. So I'm gonna go with like a dark brown, but the problem that I'm gonna run into is this floor here is actually a platform. So what James did is like raised it all the way up to the maximum height. So that's not actually a wall and I can't use wallpaper there. So we're gonna have to stick to the platform paint that we do have. I'm wondering how like a wood would look. Like that is meant to be a get famous like stage platform kind of thing, but I don't mind how that looks up there, especially once we go in and add the trim. And I'm definitely gonna be bringing the same Jungle Adventure kind of idea down below. This is gonna be a very heavy landscaped build, especially with the task of the terrain. I'm a little nervous, especially seeing James struggle with it. So I'm gonna try my best for you guys, okay? I promise. So if we go in with some purple details around the sides like this, these are from Cottage Living. Then I'm picturing some windows down below, maybe some base game like dark brown windows. Let's do a combination of this one here. This is again base game window. I'm gonna put these around and then maybe I'll skip a floor for this one. We'll go directly up to the top and go around again, making sure that these are freaking centered. Come on, Sid, come on, get it together. And then on top of that, there's another window that I'm looking for from base game that I've been super obsessed with lately. I love that about The Sims. Like sometimes you'll go through phases and find like new items and it's almost like a rediscovery. You know what I mean? I like when that happens. So I'm going around with these and this is gonna actually open it up as well. We can change up the variety with the wallpaper on this floor. Actually, I think I'm gonna rotate this lot first. I think I'm gonna have it face the lighting that I'm liking. I've been doing this a lot lately. I like don't even care which way my builds are facing anymore. Oof, I keep finding weird spots that I need to fix still about this build. Like this down here, I'm gonna go in and change this. I think I'm also gonna be changing my stairs. I kind of want to go in with like a wood, maybe snowy escape would look kind of nice. But if I do this, then I'm gonna have to change my flooring as well. I do also want to go in and fix the terrain. I don't think that's part of the shell challenge. I was reading on the gallery that it was just written don't touch the wall. So I think it's fair game for me to play around with the terrain. Let's keep with the get together theme and do some get together stone flooring. I actually really like this one. This is another thing that I just rediscovered my love for. I love this one. Keep on rockin' floor. I do want to do a high wall height door and I'm so glad that The Sims 4 My Wedding Stories came with a high door for high wall heights because we were really lacking clearly on that. Let's delete and then replace these columns. We're gonna replace them again with the get together ones that I already used. But what I do want to see if I can do is add spandrels around these because I feel like they look very strange just kind of like as they are. So I think what I'm gonna try and do is add spandrels on these and then there's going to be kind of like a halo effect around my build. I don't really know how to describe it. Like I'm gonna end up up having these go around my build, but it's gonna be on the outside, which I personally think is gonna look really cool. The one that I'm gonna be using is from Snowy Escape, and I think I'm gonna put this all the way around every floor, attaching onto the columns. For my landscaping, I know that I'm gonna end up covering this around with rocks, but do you see how I'm dealing with this issue here, how the rocks are kind of overhanging over the terrain that's already placed? I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna fix this, because it's gonna really make or break my build on if I can pull this off. So what I'm gonna do is go in with my terrain tool. I'm going to go to this one here and flatten terrain. I'm gonna turn up my softness a little bit using this adjuster down here. And what I'm going to do is just kind of go beside my rocks and just flatten the terrain around them so that they don't look like they're just hanging there. And that's not going to be adjusting the height of this build at all. We're just going to be kind of going in and fixing the terrain so that it looks a little bit better for our build. For any harsh edges, we can go in and soften it. It is a little bit annoying if you've ever played around with terrain in The Sims 4. It is a big pain in the butt. What I want to do is kind of like carve into this terrain like clay.
What?
Hear me out. Look at all of this boulder that I can basically just go ham on. So I'm going to be taking the exact same feature. What I'm going to do is kind of go along my stairs, and this is going to make sure that I'll be able to add my landscaping properly without it hanging over. I'm going to again kick up that softness and then do this all the way around. So we're really just like carving into this thing. I find this very satisfying. I don't know about you guys, but then what's going to happen is, since we're kind of like carving into this thing, this is going to be opportunity for more landscaping. This is also how, if you did want to attempt this challenge, how you could like build little buildings surrounding this. You could make like a little tower or something. That looks so much better already. This could also be how you could make like a little spiral build or something. Oh, my brain is turning. Oh yeah. Ooh, look at that. My terrain kind of looks like a cake now. But now that I've got my landscaping kind of coming along the way that I want it, I'm gonna go in with these rocks, and now it won't look so weird if I try and place my landscaping on these like flat cliffs. Terrain tools are really tricky, but another thing you can do to kind of make it look a little bit better is use the smooth terrain tool. So I'm gonna be shrinking my brush and just trying to like feather out those weird spots that are like glitching. Any spiky edges, I'm just gonna go in and kind of just flatten them down with this tool. It makes me sad that you can't really get this full build like in the camera. Oh, here it is from the top view. I keep trying to get it like fully in view, but it's kind of hard. This is what my landscaping is looking like. I also lined all my stairways with these super cute candles from Dine Out, so at nighttime this is gonna hopefully look really cute. I added this pond here, which is the one from Get Famous that you can put like sharks and piranhas in. I'm using ladders for this build. I was debating adding stairs because I was like, I mean, I figured there were enough stairs in this build already, so there's ladders inside the home. And I had to section it off a little bit, so there's a separate area where the ladders are, just so that my lighting doesn't get all messed up. And I want to show you guys, I started on the first floor just to make sure that I was going in the right direction with my designing that I was doing. So this is what my first floor is looking like. I've got some eco lifestyle couches in here, some bookshelves from Strangerville, and this is the kind of aesthetic that I'm going to be bringing up to the entire house. So let's continue upstairs. I think on this floor I'm gonna do a bathroom. I kind of want to do a big one. Recently I did like a birdhouse challenge or like 4-story shell challenge build on my channel, and I ended up doing a nice big bathroom, and I think this one is gonna look kind of similar to that. So we'll get our door. I'm going with a rustic dark brown. I might even use the lanterns that I've used outside. These are from Cottage Living. I love the rustic look. I am gonna be using a mixture of these from the Blooming Rooms kit, but I also think I want to use the newer My Wedding Stories. I love how these look on the outside. They kind of just hang in front of those windows, and especially with this combination, this base game one, I love how that looks. So in here, again, I'm gonna do a nice bathtub. We'll have it overlooking that nice open window, which I mean, it doesn't really matter considering no one's around. We'll do bathtub on that side. I can bring the toilet around over here, and then the sink can be over on this side. I think I want to use Jungle Adventure, like bring that blue in there. I'm not really going for like an overly colorful build, but if I can bring it in, why not? And then beside this, we can put this basket here. It's got the green and the blue to match. I want to do another plant in here, maybe like Cottage Living or Get Famous. I do like this one. And then we'll just do like a hanging light, maybe just this one from Eco Lifestyle or Cottage Living could be cute. And I think that really fits the vibe of this whole place. So let's go into this room. I think I'm gonna make this my kitchen. I don't want it to be too far from everything, so I'll do kitchen right here. Maybe on the next floor I could do a bedroom or something. For my kitchen, I've been playing around with different counters. I had these ones down from Cool Kitchen, but I think I'm actually gonna use a base game one. So I have all of my essentials right here. And then on the other side, I also did this kind of like extra counter space. And I still have enough room to do a table right here. So we can get a nice rustic looking table. I think Get Together actually has one that we can use. And then what I've been doing, I have these a lot on the outside, but I'm also bringing them in. Even just like wrapping them around the windows like this, I think looks so pretty. And it further adds to that like mystical vibe. Like, who do you think lives here? Who's the one who transformed this house? I'm picturing, ooh, look at that swatch. That color caught me by surprise. Like literally, I was literally like, ooh. So I think I'm gonna bring just a little bit of color over to this side as well. And if I could find a nice subtle, like yet purple rug for under my dining table, that would be grand. I mean, maybe that could kind of work. It matches, and I want to put candles in here. I've been using downstairs, I use those new lanterns from The Sims 4 My Wedding Stories, which you guys know I'm loving. Not the pack, the lanterns. I want to make that very clear. Ooh, actually though, there are some rustic things that I can use in this build. Like we could put the tea set, and we could also probably put the barrels in here. Cute. Oh, we're definitely decorating with these. And those, perfect. That can actually be like a centerpiece. I really like that we added the color in here, and it's nice too because like outside I can see those flowers which kind of match these ones. Small detail, but I think it's really cute. And the final thing that I need is a trash can, which is actually perfect because I can use the barrel one and it makes sense. All right, kitchen and dining are complete. I'm gonna move on to the next part of this build, which is going to be, I think, a bedroom. I've got one floor here and one more up top. So I think maybe the bedroom will be the top floor. I don't know what this floor is gonna be, but I do know we're gonna get these. So I'm gonna do my indoor landscaping. I could maybe do a study. The downstairs was very like academic, sort of like total academia vibes down here. So I wonder if I should maybe bring these up. Oh, we could maybe do like a library somehow. Imagine this was like a library tower for some reason, but like I can put those in the middle, and then on the outskirts, I can kind of put like seating areas. Hold on. I'm not gonna use the same couch that I use downstairs, but I think I'm gonna use an alternative. So I'm going into eco lifestyle. I'm gonna use these chairs here, and I think these ones, and those are gonna make up my little like library area. And then beside that, I can put my Discover University end table, and we're gonna pull it all together with some Wedding Stories decor. I'm trying to find as much like rustic clutter as I can, so I'm adding this little bucket. I also definitely want some like book decor. This looks kind of cool from Paranormal. I actually even like how the book clutter looks on the floor like that. There's a writer's pen that I could use for clutter as well in base game. I think that's like an unlockable item. I'm adding some hanging lighting decor as well, just to kind of fill up the space beside those chairs. And maybe we could do like a hallway rug right down the middle of our library here. I'm using this one here from Laundry Day, and I've shrunk it down so it's in between there, and I'm just gonna make sure these are properly aligned. Laundry Day has some pretty purple like plant clutter that we can use too, so I might put that over near like the corner. And I'm gonna use this one. Surprisingly, Laundry Day making an appearance, which is a little bit strange, but it's fine. So that's gonna be our like library room. And then finally, we have one more room upstairs. This is going to be my bedroom, and I'm actually really excited to do this because it's gonna be nice and open. I'm not gonna close it off at all. We need the perfect bed. I think like a canopy bed, like something like this could be kind of nice. And you know, we're going in again with those plant decor. I'm gonna bring in the same curtains that I was using, the Blooming Rooms kit and The Sims 4 My Wedding Stories. I feel so odd saying that pack name, like My Wedding Stories. It's mine. Let's do a dresser over here. I want one that I can kind of hide in that corner there without covering too many of my windows. I'm still trying to figure out who would have taken on the project of like transforming this place. Like, let's say a sim found this radio tower and saw it and was like, you know what? I think this could be a potential for my forever home. But what I do know is I didn't really have high hopes for this build challenge, honestly. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna be able to do it, but I'm happy we did, and I am happy we went with this style because I really think this was beneficial for us. So I'm finishing it off with, again, more Laundry Day decor. I think it's just the rustic vibe that's making it look really nice. So just a few more things that I need to add, and then we are gonna move on and do the walkthrough. So this is how our build turned out. I'm trying to, again, get the top of it for you guys, but I can't zoom out enough to get it. So this is gonna have to suffice. All we've got up here is just the tree, so you're not really missing a whole lot, but we've got poor Father Winter about to make the trek up the stairs because I have no idea who freaking lives in this house. Good luck, sir. I have faith. I think he'll be fine. Okay, anyway, here's our build. I hope you guys like how it turned out. He still hasn't reached the top. He's still going. I'm just gonna hurry this along. No, come on, on, Santa. I actually just realized there's a flaw in the shelf, so I had to turn my stairs to face the front. They were facing this way originally. I hope that's not cheating, but it didn't work otherwise. But let's see Santa go in this place in action. So here's Father Winter entering his new home. Warm, cozy vibes. Let's try and get him to go up to the rooftop. So here comes Santa making his way up to the dining room. Of course, soaking in the views of this lovely high tower. We've got our super cute and cluttered library room upstairs. This one has the closed windows, so it would definitely be a little bit more of a private vibe. This was how the bedroom ended up looking like. Again, very cluttered. I added a lot of laundry day items with cottage living, getting that rustic feel. I think the vines on the wall really brought this build together, and even just seeing the trees swaying outside, it just looks so pretty. And finally, this is Santa all the way up here at the top of the Sims tallest building. And that's all I got for you guys. I hope you liked this challenge in The Sims 4. This is a really fun one for me to try. I will put this on the gallery under Sydney Macoretta, and if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.